Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones. Tonight's topic: the welfare state can lead to mental issues. Now, why am I bringing this topic up? Because I normally don't do social issues. Well, social issues can lead to mental health issues, and it can also lead to behaviors like narcissism. And this article does. And what this article talks about is a welfare queen from Great Britain with 10 kids from 5 different men, and she has one goal. And what is that goal? The goal is to have 50 grandchildren. Now, from what I've seen, she already has 16. Now, the lady's name is Mandy Cowie. She's a British welfare queen. She says she wants 50 grandchildren so she can continue raking in benefits from the government and to become the biggest benefits family in Great Britain. Now, the 49-year-old single mother has 10 children with 5 different men. Cowie has lived on welfare for over 3 decades and is trying to convince her own daughter to follow a similar path. Now, Cowie currently takes over $34,000 a year in benefits, and I'm talking about welfare benefits. Now, at least 3,000 of that, which is basically a little over 1/11 of that money, has gone to cover much of her body with tattoos. She says 10 kids and full of tattoos. Cowie said of herself, "So what if I am on the effing dole? Don't like it? F off. I had my first child at 18 and my last child at 36. And I've told them I want 50 grandkids before I die." Cowie, who already has 16 grandchildren, will be featured on Great Britain's Biggest Benefits Family. The television show profiles families that pride themselves on living in the welfare state, which means living on a system. Now, she admitted to buying cigarettes for her 13-year-old daughter when she behaved well and letting her drink alcohol at home. Now, people may be shocked that she's been on benefits for so long, but again, when you have the mindset of entitlement and narcissism, of course you don't care. And she said she doesn't care. She says, "I can't work because of the kids, and while the pregnancies weren't planned, I love having a big family. I probably wouldn't get a job that would pay as much as I get now anyway. People might judge. No, people are going to judge. But if it's there, take it. Who wouldn't take it?" In other words, what she's saying, if she's going to be allotted free money for being irresponsible, why not take it? 3 of Cowie's children live with her, while her 7 other children have moved out. She collects disability benefits for a son, child tax credits, child benefit, and a job seeker's allowance. Cowie's 24-year-old daughter, Crystal, has picked up some tips from her mother on how to maximize welfare money, saying, "I'm still with the baby's dad, but he doesn't live at my house. People say he lives there, but he doesn't. If we live together, our benefits would get stopped. So we might as well be together, but living in different domiciles or different houses." Now, according to Express, the British government spends more than $201 million in welfare benefits on 27,000 large families. Now, let's begin with the whole issue of the article. I did this article because I've been doing mental health issues. And what I'm trying to show you is how you can find disturbing behavior from irresponsibility, whether it is in England and America. In fact, in England, they're on a socialist system anyway. But when you spend that much money on welfare benefits for 27,000 families, that's a lot. Now, breaking it down, when you have no morals and you live under the David and Goliath type of lifestyle, no structure. This is what's happening. And it's happening now in America. Now, what this woman is doing is teaching her kids how to be bums, derelicts. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen? More and more poverty. And poverty is not going to lift you out of being poor. It's going to keep you poor. Now, $34,000 in welfare benefits. Now, that's welfare benefits. Remember, she collects disability, child tax credits, and she prides herself on being irresponsible. That's something that has to do with a mindset. And the mindset is she's on a welfare dole and she wants to maintain her lifestyle on a welfare dole, and she takes pride in doing it. That's a narcissistic behavior. That's also a behavior of entitlement. She really feels that she doesn't have to work. But to teach your kids how to follow your same footsteps is inappropriate behavior. And the problem with any society is when you take spirituality and God out of it, like they did in the 60s, well, this is what you get. You get a life of secularism where everything goes. It's more or less a libertine society where you cannot be judged. But the bottom line is, regardless of how the political correctness eludes us from judging bad behavior is still going to be judged. If I murdered somebody and I went to jail and found God and did everything that represents good behavior while I'm in jail, that's not going to exclude the fact that I murdered somebody. Because if I didn't murder somebody, I wouldn't be sitting behind bars. But for a lady like this, and she's 49 years old, and by the way, this is not an African-American lady. She looks atrocious. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to post the link under the video so you can see what this person looks like. I mean, she has a ton of piercings, a ton of tattoos all over her body, and she doesn't care. That's the problem. That's a sociopathic mindset. And sociopathic mindset is when you have no remorse for other people, not even yourself. She feels entitled to receiving money, and again, she takes pride on being a welfare queen. But what's going to happen? People on the left side of the political spectrum, they think it's all right. And when you live in England, not America, because America is getting close to become a socialist state, but it's not there yet. But England, Spain, Italy, Canada, Denmark, Sweden, they're all socialist states, welfare states. And I brought this topic to the forefront because Americans haven't grown up either, because you can spew out a bunch of conservative propaganda like the Republicans do. But what the Republicans don't understand in this country is that the mindset has gone from being productive to being lazy in this country. It used to be, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. Well, that was back there when John F. Kennedy was living. Now, that is dissipated. Families have dissipated. We've gotten into the secularization of society where we believe that homosexuality is equal to heterosexuality. Now, I have nothing against the LGBT community. Do what you want to do, but don't force your views down my throat. Because if you force your views down my throat and I oppose them, well, we're going to have a confrontation. Because at the end of the day, you do what you want with your life, I do what I want with my life. But the bottom line with this country and England and Canada, some of these developed countries, is when you get liberal politicians. And I don't want to use the word liberal. I'm going to use the word fascistic, communist and socialist politicians who run well-developed countries, well, what happens to them? They run them into the ground. They create an environment of irresponsibility. And what happens? Well, the socialist politicians, the communist politicians, they want to take more money from working people and distribute it to individuals like this who believe that they don't have to work. That's a problem. And every society has this problem. And it won't stop. Why? Because society today has gotten used to living on the government dole. Now, am I saying that everybody who's on Section 8 is bad? Hell no, I'm not. Because there's some people who actually need the programs. What I'm talking about are able-bodied citizens who act like they're entitled to everyone else's money and they're not putting a dime in, or like former Vice President Joe Biden said, they're not putting any skin in the game. But what's hateful about this article is that she prides on teaching her children how to have the same mindset. And what's going to happen, just like in the black community and in the Latino community, some areas in the Bronx and Chicago and Detroit and Baltimore, there's going to be a vicious cycle of poverty. And in that vicious cycle of poverty, what comes with it? Stress, violence, anxiety, depression, and eating disorders. And this is all from the welfare state. See, you might think you're getting away with something right now. Now, she's 49 years old. 10 kids by 5 different fathers. Now, what wasn't mentioned in the article is, are the fathers paying child support? I don't know. But I'm bringing this article out because I want everybody to see that the mindset that individuals have today brings down societies. When you don't have any moral compass, any values, and I'm talking about values of family where it is functioning properly, what happens? You get dysfunction. And that's why today's world, and that includes America, and America is a well-developed country. So is Canada, so is England. But it's not how well-developed the country is, it's really the mindset of the people. So when I tell you about attitudes, when it comes to women and men and egos, well, the bottom line is not the attitude, it's the mindset. Because when you have a mind that is psychologically damaged, because this woman is psychologically damaged, when you are praising yourself and giving yourself a medal for being a single mother, that makes no sense. If you can't afford one, why are you going to bring another one into the world and another one? And then you're going to teach your kids how to do the same thing you're doing. And you know why she's doing that. Not only does she want 50 more grandkids, but once her kids grow up and move out on their own, she wants to keep some kids at home so she can keep that money flowing into her house to take care of her lifestyle. That's what she's doing. I mean, I've already figured that game out. But the bottom line, she's going to suffer some mental issues. And it wouldn't surprise me if she becomes stressed. Because as a 52-year-old male myself, I wouldn't want to be chasing any newborns around that I made. That's why I make sure I protect myself so that doesn't happen. Because welfare, child support, although they are programs, they're also hustles. And for you guys out there, if you don't want to be in a mental state to where you're in a mental institution or behind bars, don't knock any of these women up. Why? Because you're going to pay dearly for the next 21 years. And if that's not stressing enough, because guys out there who have committed suicide because of the child support system. And I believe child support, you should always take care of your child, but this is not about child support. This is about a mindset of a person or of anybody who gets on the system and really doesn't care about doing anything else but thinking about herself through being lazy. I mean, 10 kids from 5 different men. And if you look at this woman, she looks atrocious. You're talking about trash? And I want everybody to understand, you might think that black women are the only ones who do this. Now, I can tell you right now, and thank you, Christine, for sending me this article, because Christine is a good friend of mine, and she gets articles about what goes on in the white community, and I'll read them, and I need to start producing more videos to show you that what goes on in the white community, it's the same thing that goes on in the black community. And that's the balance that I have by getting it from somebody who is Caucasian. That's why I don't do videos on black women. Because to me, it doesn't matter what your race is. But when you have a mental state of entitlement, you're a sociopath, you're narcissistic, you're going to lead yourself, I'm telling you, when your children grow up, you're going to lead yourself in even more of a state of unstableness. Because what you're going to do is be on the prowl to have more and more children to keep the money flowing. And it's not good to have kids after a certain age. And again, I'm repeating myself because repetition is the mother of all skill and teaching. It is not right for this welfare queen to teach her daughters how to become impoverished. Because she's not even thinking about her daughters. She's thinking about herself. And that's a problem. And I did videos on narcissism. And if you want to know more about narcissism, check The Truth Hurts. The Love Doctor, Andrew Benjamin. He can give you a lot of information on narcissism. Go to his page. Because narcissism, sociopathism, egotism, entitlement, they're all bad behaviors. And these behaviors drain a civilization. They take people who are civil and turn them into monsters. And that's what this woman is. She's 49 years old with a mindset of absolute laziness because she feels that making more and more children that she really isn't caring for is going to help her lifestyle. When all she's doing, she's going to have her children go into states of depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. And do you notice that a number of your poor people, as we talk about the obesity rate, a lot of your poor people are more obese. Why? Because they eat more foods that have preservatives in them. Because the foods with the preservatives are cheaper than foods with nutrition. And if you notice this as well, here in America, you don't see a Whole Foods market in a lot of your urban areas. You'll see a McDonald's and a Kentucky Fried Chicken, a Church's Chicken, and a Rally's. And on the East Coast, you'll see Crown and London Fried Chicken, all these grease buckets. Well, why? Because those fried chicken places and fast food places have a lot of grease. And what happens when you eat a lot of grease? Grease is going to add weight to you. And not only that, the more grease you get in your system, your arteries are going to get clogged up. And when your arteries get clogged up, you're at risk for heart attack. So not only does the welfare state have impact on the mental state, it also has impact on your health because a lot of your money goes to these fast food restaurants. And it is not always good when you're getting tattoos either, because you're putting that needle in your skin. And when $3,000 of that money goes into piercings and tattoos, that tells me that this person is not right upstairs. So again, when it comes to the welfare state does produce behaviors such as narcissism, egotism, you become a sociopath, and entitled. And if you don't believe me, go out and look at the young men and women around you. These millennial kids don't care about themselves. And when you don't care about yourself, you're not going to care about anyone else. But at the end of the day, being on the system and teaching your children how to be on a system like you is just bringing civilization further and further into basically hell, because that's what it is. Because believe it or not, $34,000 in welfare benefits might seem to be a large number. But there are people who make twice, 3, 4, even 10 times more than that on a job a year. So, that being said, this woman has a problem. Because an issue that I'm just thinking about now, addiction. She's addicted to the system. And what she needs is help. Now, all I can do is pray for her. But again, you can teach ignorance, but you can't teach stupid. And at the end of the day, the mental health state can be a derivative from the welfare state. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show for this evening, Tuesday, August 1st, 2017. You can tune into the 411 Talk Zone radio show every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. Guest calling number is 215-383-5785. If you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube so I can continue to give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. Now, on this channel, I don't debate, I don't engage in emotional issues or social issues, and that just depends on how you as the listener take the issues. If you're emotional, then this channel isn't for you because you don't have the stomach to listen to real information. On that note, I don't engage in any drama and unnecessary bickering either because it's counterproductive. What you get here on the 411 Talk Zone radio show is education. Because if you don't have any type of tool that you can use in the real world, you're going to be like this woman, living off the system. She thinks she's got it going on, but in the long run, she doesn't. So, if you want positive information from realistic issues, come on over here to the 411 Talk Zone radio show, because the information that I give you is research, and I give you my own personal views based off the research. Why? Because if you have knowledge, you have power. And if you have a business, a topic, or a new YouTube channel that you would like for me to discuss on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, please email me at lej6521@gmail.com. www.theworldofwellness.com. Also, the link to this article is going to be under the video. And that being said, if you have a comment, please leave your comment in the comment section under the video. But make sure that your comments are pithy. No bloviating, pettifogging, or filibustering if you wish to opine. Now that's it for this video. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Remember, please be gentle and respectful to each other and have a wonderful and blessed night. Good night.